Greetings to you, esteemed participants of the conference, The Unknown. My name is Andrey SHCHERBAKOV. I am a practitioner of out-of-body experiences. And today I would like to tell you about my project Out-of-Body Experience through Regression Therapy. I encountered regression therapy even before I started practicing out-of-body experiences. Back in the distant year of 2006, I began practicing breathing techniques, certain breathing exercises which would lead me into an altered state of consciousness, into a trance state. I was not familiar with this state before. I did not know what regression therapy was. I did not know that one could view their past. From this life, my past life, I had not encountered this. And so, when I first entered a trance state, thanks to the breathing practice, and when I began to see some unusual images, I started to see unfamiliar places. Unknown to me people. And this was happening not just in some fantasy, but it was coming from the depths of my subconscious, from my memory. And this was clearly traceable, meaning I understood that it was not a fantasy, that I was remembering something. But I remember things that I have not seen in this life, for example, that has happened. And this intrigued me very much. And having engaged in breathing practices for quite a long time, several months, I have repeatedly found myself in a state where I could remember my past. And one day I remembered my past life, one of my past lives. And it was so clear, so realistic, I perceived everything from the first person. I felt myself in the body of a woman. I clearly knew how I looked. That is, it is more correct to say, I knew how I looked, what my name was, what language I am speaking, the place where I live, who is my husband, what children do I have. And I remembered all of this so clearly that it was just a shiver. A shiver ran through my body, and I was very interested, is it really true, what I saw, what I remembered? How can this be verified in life? So can this somehow be confirmed? And I, through the internet, through various historical articles, I found this woman. I learned who this woman is. I saw her life. And indeed, everything matched so clearly with what I remembered that it greatly intrigued me. I saw that regression therapy. Regression provides incredible opportunities for our consciousness to remember its past lives. To remember the past of this life, some special problematic areas, because through this state of trance, when I entered it, I remembered very clearly all of my life. That is, I could remember even such details that are simply impossible for an ordinary person to remember in a normal. It's just unreal. To remember, for example, my deep childhood. And in a trance state, in a regression state, I clearly remembered all of this. This intrigued me very much. Then the events developed very rapidly. I encountered out-of-body practice with out-of-body experience. And in the state of out-of-body experience, that is, in a state of disembodiment, I also had moments of regression. That is, when I could remember my past and travel in that state. In my memories, I noticed that in the out-of-body state, these memories are much clearer, much brighter, and they are much easier to control. A certain amount of time has passed, that is, I have probably been practicing out-of-body experiences for about 2 years. I have formed a clear idea of what regression is. Past life, what out-of-body experience is. I saw very close parallels between these two phenomena, between regression and out-of-body experience. I saw that these two phenomena go very closely together, in parallel, because that to enter a state of regression, one needs to enter a trance state, a special altered state of consciousness. What for out-of-body? This is also necessary. The only difference is that in an out-of-body state, to achieve an out-of-body state, you need to take literally a couple of steps a little further. But in general, these states, these two phenomena, they go side by side in parallel. I saw these parallels. And at that moment, when I saw these parallels, it was quite a long time ago. I realized that it was possible to somehow combine these two phenomena. That is, the idea was born to create such a project to help anyone who wishes to enter an out-of-body state. Through regression, through a regression therapist who is a helper, I saw that the out-of-body state provides significantly more benefits than just regression. That is, in an out-of-body state, you are here and now, in real time. In a regression state, you are in a state, you remember your past, that is, you indeed go back through your incarnations in your memory. And these are indeed memories. But the out-of-body experience is different in that you are here and now, and this provides huge opportunities for research. Just to explore this world, to explore the reality in which we live, this provides opportunities for independent search for answers. Finding solutions to one's problems, that is, here and now. This makes it possible to meet with deceased relatives, not to meet them in one's memories, but to meet them in reality, for example, to the level where our souls are, entering the world of souls. I am sure that everyone watching this show knows and is certain that we came here, to this world. From another place, from the world where our souls live, our souls are located. Moreover, out-of-body experiences can provide opportunities for searching for missing persons, for example. You are here and now, and the opportunities you have to move through this world. The world is simply unlimited in an out-of-body state. You can explore other worlds, other civilizations, world of souls. The opportunities for development are very great. The opportunities provided by out-of-body experience thanks to the help of a regressor, well, simply promising. But out-of-body experience certainly has a big downside compared to regression. That is, when you come to a regressor, you are immersed in a trance state, and you go into your memories. It's quite simple. Comparison with out-of-body experience in order to master out-of-body experience. But it takes quite a lot of time. You need to master certain skills, and it's not that simple. Now, a course is taking place on out-of-body practice that I teach, and I see that not everyone, far from everyone, manages to quickly master this practice, this experience. And after 4 weeks of training, only about 30% of participants were able to do it for the first time. To feel the out-of-body experience, that it works, how it works. Everyone else needs even more time, that is, you understand that it's a complex process. You will hear that you are promised to be taught out-of-body practice in 3 days, and there are some who even promise it in 1 day. You must understand that this is far from reality. And this is precisely the downside of out-of-body experiences. Mastering out-of-body practice is quite difficult. Therefore, this tandem of a regressionist and a person who wishes to carry out out-of-body practice, this tandem works more confidently. The regressionist can help. He can quickly and effectively help a person leave their body. Moreover, he can even guide him somewhere. That is why such a project has emerged. A serious team of regressionists has already gathered for out-of-body experiences through regression, who have many years of practice. That is, there are those who have been practicing regression for more than 10 years. Of course, it is all very complicated. That is, the methodology we are currently developing, which we use to help a person leave their body with the help of a regressionist, is still very raw. It is still only in the initial stage. That is, we are developing this algorithm. We are trying to understand how certain mechanisms work. There are things that cannot be removed without them, and out-of-body experiences will not be possible. There are things that can be removed. There are things that need to be adjusted to the individuality of each person, including the regression therapist who helps for a person to leave the body. That is, in principle, the project already exists. It began its journey and started its work in August of this year. But of course, there is still a lot of work ahead of us. But despite the fact that we started this project only a few months ago, we already have results. After about a month and a half to 2 months, we can already share something. It works or it doesn't work. So we have such types of results. Firstly, negative results. Indeed, not all experiments, far from all. Experiments with regressants reach the point where the regressant is able to split. That is, it is not easy. This algorithm that we are currently working on, trying to understand how it works, does not always trigger because there is still no complete understanding of how this is supposed to work. But we are working on it. We are practicing, we are refining, the details that will help this algorithm for leaving the body, to assist in leaving the body so that this algorithm is polished, so that it works from start to finish. We will definitely get to this, but for now we are facing difficulties. Probably half of the results, maybe even a little more, are still unsuccessful. Regression sessions when a person was unable to leave the body. And here, of course, there are also such facts, such as the unpreparedness of the regressant. That is, he does not know what awaits him. He does not know what sensations he will experience and what attempts he himself needs to make in order to separate from the body. I think, and we have already come to such a conviction in our group, in our project, that the regressant should prepare for some time. Not that he should do any practices, for example, breathing or something else, meditation. He just needs to be psychologically prepared and have information. That is, he must know what stages he needs to go through and what will happen to him at each stage and what is required of him for that. For the experience to be successful, yes, the regressant must be ready. Moreover, in unsuccessful attempts, there may also be the human factor of the regressor. That is, the regressor can also not fully understand yet how it works. This is not surprising because no one has conducted such an experiment before us, perhaps somewhere. This was something that someone had at some point, meaning we may have heard something somewhere, but no specific facts, no specific description. We did not find such a project anywhere. There is nowhere like this. That is why we are starting from scratch. In principle, we are creating the platform from scratch on which we will continue to work. Therefore, the work continues, and these unsuccessful results provide us with food for thought, helping us understand where we make mistakes. And it is good that there are such unsuccessful sessions. In addition, we already have more than enough positive results. That is, when the regressor managed to separate from the body, leave the body and perform some actions. We had examples there when he received a specific task. There were examples when he was just left to himself and tried to fly somewhere or go somewhere. And in these moments, we even received confirmation of where the regressant was. At the moment he separated from the body, that is, he went, for example, to a park, a specific place where he was directed. And he described where he was and what he saw in that park, later through photographs of that park. A verification took place, and we determined, that is, the regressor determined where the person was after separating from the body. There were, of course, some amazing moments, such as the fact that a person was able to see another person's illness. And unfortunately, this illness was confirmed and that person died, although until that moment no one knew about this illness. That is, you understand that this state provides special advantages here and now. What is happening in reality here and now, not in the past, but here and now. In addition, we have a positive result. We have not fully researched or checked it yet, but nevertheless. When a regressionist without a regressant and without another regressionist to immerse them in this state, he immersed himself in this state through the algorithm that we are working on. And he achieved an independent out-of-body experience, but this is certainly a unique case. Because if it worked with a regressionist, then in principle, any person using this methodology, this algorithm, who understands how it works, can relatively quickly bring themselves out of the body, without months or weeks of easy training. And such an experience has already appeared. In principle, our project is currently at the very beginning, at the start of its development, and in the near future we will further structure the project. And we are still ready to accept regression therapists who wish to participate in this project. Please, welcome to our project. We have a long way of work ahead of us. I think it will take us several months to work out this algorithm, how it should work. But I am confident that we will succeed, because we already have positive results. It is very important for us to achieve repeatability in this project. That is, so that not a single regression analyst succeeds in this experiment, not even 2 or 3, and at least half of the regression analysts who use this algorithm, so that they have an out-of-body experience, meaning their regressants could separate from their bodies. In addition, we need to refine this algorithm from start to finish and understand what can be removed and what cannot be removed, what can be done without and what cannot be done without. Here comes the refinement of the edges of this algorithm. And moreover, it is important that we verify the information we receive from the regressor. When it leaves the body, it goes somewhere, either according to our assignment or independently. And then upon arrival, it gives us information. What he saw, what he heard, and we want to verify this information. That is, we want to arrange a verification, a check of this information to understand where the illusion is involved, for example, and where reality occurs. And these moments of verification are also important for refining this algorithm. Overall, of course, the project is very promising. It will bring great fruits and results for regression therapy, primarily in terms of helping people. When people come to a session with a regression therapist, they come primarily not out of curiosity, just to learn, to see, although that does happen, of course. The main problems that a person comes with, this is some kind of instability in this life, some problems in relationships with relatives, for example, some serious illnesses, some sleep disorders, for example, or something else. That is, a person comes with problems, and he wants the regression therapist to help solve them, so that he tries to see into the past. These problems that have now grown into such a bundle and bring discomfort to the person. And if we combine out-of-body experience with regression therapy, it will provide greater opportunities, even more accurately, greater opportunities than just regression therapy to help people. That is, the main task is to provide assistance, significant assistance to those who turn to regression therapists. But of course, we pursue other goals, not just assistance. That is, these are incredible opportunities for research of our reality. What is happening? In what world we live? Where we come from? Where we are going? These questions also concern everyone, both the regression therapist and the regressant, and me first and foremost as the organizer of this project. I am very interested in how reality is structured, and such goals we also pursue when we work on this project. I want to express special gratitude to those regression therapists who are already participating in my project, who agreed to join this research project on a voluntary basis, dedicating their time to detach from their own affairs, and this takes quite a bit of time, so this is why an act that is, worthy of respect. Therefore, I want to thank the regression therapists. I want to thank the Awakening Center and specifically Andrey SHCHERBAKOV, who helped us organize this project to make it a reality, provided a platform where we will discuss and work on all of this. Dennis gathered regression therapists into this team. Special thanks for that. And of course, the results of this project. What we uncover, what we see, what we learn, and what we develop, we will not keep secret. We want this information to be available to everyone, so that any regression therapist, anyone who wishes to use this algorithm, already precise and verified, so that he can do it. That is, we will make our results, the results of our research, publicly available. That is, it will be on the TV channel Extra. And in the spring, my new book will be released, in which I will describe in more detail out-of-body practice, out-of-body experience, where I will dedicate a separate section to this project, where I will describe in detail how it all happened, what successes, what failures, and what we achieved, and what results this project showed. So expect it to be very interesting. And I invite everyone who is interested, if someone wants to participate, either as a regressionist or as a regressant, to join our project.